So I just finished reading for this week for my program with Praxis. Uh, they're basically career insights. There was two articles that I was required to read, but I was very happy that I got a chance to read it. The first one being a how to pick your career guide, pretty much by Tim Urban, and then the second one was the Guide to Career Planning by Mark Andreessen. I think that's how you say his name. And I think I liked the first one better, the one by Tim Urban, but I got quite a bit out of both of them. There's a few questions that I'd like to answer, kind of going through what I got out of it. The first question is, what is one insight from this week's content on approaching your career that you strongly agree with? And so the one that I wrote down was actually from the Tim Urban article, the Wait But Wise Guide to Picking a Career. And the point that he made that kind of struck me and I kind of resonated with was the part where it's talking about searching for imposters in your life and kind of knowing yourself, and trying to get to a place to where you do know yourself by kind of basically going through your past life, your just the past 20, however many years, I'm 23, so the past 23 years of my life, and kind of looking at all of your beliefs, your desires, your values, your fears, and kind of analyzing them and seeing why they're there and if they have a reason to be there or if they don't. And so that was something that I really resonated with because for me personally, especially in high school, and I know in middle school everybody kind of has their weird phase if they don't really know who they are or what's going on, but in high school, my friends kind of cornered me into having a specific role in the friend group because there was a few of us, and I was kind of like the goofy one, right? I was the one that nobody really took that seriously, and initially it was kind of fun because it was like I was immature enough to where I thought that that was like a cool thing to do, but as I started getting older, their view of me never really changed. And so I was kind of having like a crisis of like, okay, wait, who am I actually? Am I actually just this goofy guy still? Because I don't feel like it anymore. I feel like I've grown up since. And I had, but I had people around me who were telling me otherwise and treating me otherwise. And so that's just one example of so many things that I could go back to in my life to where I did, with this post, it kind of resonated with me in the sense that I've done some of that thinking, but not enough of the place that I'm at right now. Why am I here? Why did I think this? Why am I afraid of this? Why do I have a desire to do this, and just taking some time and being intentional about figuring out what the imposters in your life are, those that aren't actually representing the real you, because there's a real somebody in everybody, but it's shrouded by a lot of garbage. And so I really resonated with that because I've done that before and I need to do it again. I need to look through my own life, and I think everybody should do it every year, every couple of years, sit there and go, all right, you know what, where am I at right now? Am I really representing myself the way that I think that I am, or that I know that I am? And it's a reality check for people who might have a problem with not being themselves. So yeah, I really resonated with that. I didn't really disagree with anything. And I know that that's a big part of the assignment, because that's the second question. What is one insight from this week's content that you disagree with or feel doesn't apply to you? And I can't really say currently that I disagree with anything. And I think that's kind of important because that might change eventually, as I walk through. because right now I think I'm in a point with Praxis and with everything to where any content like this, hearing it, is important to at least take and use for yourself, right? And I don't think I've gone through this enough, and I'm definitely going to go back to these articles and kind of watch how maybe it's played out in my life a year from now or 2 years from now. But until then, I really think that all of the content from both of these articles are applicable to me and to people who are in this program as a whole. So yeah, I hate not being able to answer this one, and I do want to, but I can't think of anything that I don't agree with. And maybe that opinion will change, later in the future. But I'm going to move on to the next question, which is what's one item on your top shelf of the priority shelf? And that's from the Wait But Why essay. So basically it was talking about, it's kind of like a hierarchy of needs and desires and wants that you have for yourself, and things that are on the top shelf, obviously they're top priority. But as you go, there's 3 different shelves. On the bottom shelf is, okay, that's still a priority, but does it really matter as much as the top priority? In the middle, priority shelves. And then there's a trash can. That's the one that's like, I don't really need to deal with that, or like I don't really want to have any. Maybe I wanted to at one point. That was a desire of mine, but I've let it go. And then on the very top of the shelf, there's a bowl, and it's like you put like 1 or 2 main things that's like non-negotiables, and that's what it's called. And mine was maintaining good character. For the one that's on the top shelf of the priority shelf, maintaining good character, because I think that in anything that I do, I want to be able to represent my accomplishments or my achievements with somebody who's respectable. And I've seen many examples of people who have done great things in their lives, but they're just reprehensible people. And it just kind of tarnishes their work a little bit. And, there's some people that, I haven't really minded because I don't have much connection to their work or whatever, or what they've done. But, there have been a few instances where I've loved the work of somebody that I looked up to, and then I realized that, they're not that great of people. Even when it comes to, whether it's through art or through technology or through, I don't know, you're getting my drift though, hopefully, but the people that you can say have a good track record of being good in their field and being not revolutionary, because that's quite an aim, but just being good at what they do, but also just being good at who they are, and having those two coincide with each other. It's like a tag team, like double whammy. That's amazing. That's what I want more than anything, is just to be able to maintain good character no matter what, and not let my character fall to the wayside if it means that I might get further in a career or in an opportunity, because I'm sure that happens a dozen times a day with people. They do something that they wouldn't normally do, and it goes against their morals, but they want something. So that's my top shelf priority. And my bottom shelf priority, one of them at least, is becoming better at skills that don't necessarily serve me well now. I'll say that again: becoming better at skills that don't necessarily serve me well now, because I've had a lot of different desires to get better at something. For one example, music. I play drums, I play guitar, I sing, and while those are skills that one day I really want to get better at. They're huge for me. I love music to death. Drums are one of my main passions. But right now, in a time where I'm doing things like praxis and there's a few things that are going on in my life that I feel like need to take a front seat and music needs to take a back seat. And it's just how it is, you know? Um, that doesn't mean that I'm never gonna come back to it. And maybe one day that when I reevaluate what my shelf is, my priority shelf, that might not jump up a shelf, or one day might come up to the top again, like it was once when I started learning how to do these skills, like again playing drums. But right now, that's a skill that I could say isn't important enough to me right now to where I need to focus on it and put my time and my energy into it. And then also not feeling upset about not doing it, I guess. Does it make sense? Because there's a time and a place for everything, and I think right now the time and the place that I'm at right now is to excel and set myself up for a promising career that I enjoy. And if I don't spend enough time on it, I might fail at it completely, or I might take a wrong turn because I wasn't paying enough of attention to it, and I might end up on a path that I didn't want to because I wasn't trying hard enough, or I wasn't giving it enough thought to where, hey, maybe I wanted to shift my focus on a different career, and now I'm on this one, and it's going to take forever for me to get to the other one. And so just that's something that right now is another top shelf priority, is to focus on praxis and school and of course, but skills that I still want to revisit, they don't matter as much right now, and that's okay. And one day they can be, because they're not going to go away as long as I, hopefully they don't atrophy my skills. That would suck. But anyways, I've answered all those questions. Again, I really enjoyed the reading, and I really enjoyed thinking and putting it into words, how it applies to me. Because normally people don't do this unless maybe it's an assignment like this. But if somebody's reading something, it's, it's journaling, and I get that. But doing a video and talking it out, and right now I'm kind of talking it out with myself right now, but I think it's really important to get those words out on what you've read or what you've digested, so that you kind of hear yourself talk, so you get it, not once but twice. You read it and then you hear yourself, and so it like double cements into your brain. So I really appreciated this exercise. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this, and see you in the next one.